We all do or have used Facebook for years, but I wonder what the people are like behind the whole thing. Well, Sarah Wynn-Williams describes them as careless people. She tells an amazing story of what it was like to be the director of global policy. She's a diplomat from New Zealand who's had an interesting life, attacked by a shark, and then ended up pitching for this role to help them with policy and connect Mark Zuckerberg with all sorts of international leaders. And so she does these crazy, funny, captivating stories about what it was like to be amongst the top echelon of Facebook employees, working all the crazy hours, essentially sleeping kind of 1 a.m. to 5 a.m. Because the perks of all the crazy stuff that they have and these tech offices are all pretty much set up just to get more out of their people. They don't want them to have hobbies, they just want them to work more and more. She talks about working with Sheryl Sandberg and the lean in time with the book and all that stuff about how women could have it all. And in reality, they can if by chance they pay for a nanny and have amazing supports like that. Um, she details some of the lies that got told. She acknowledges that really in Facebook and kind of in tech world, they want for mothering to be done invisibly and to not mention the children. She tells this great story about when, with a 7-month-old, they looked around the table because Korea had put out an arrest warrant for Mark Zuckerberg and Sheryl Sandberg around all the things that were going wrong and that the Korean government didn't like about Facebook. And so they had to essentially send someone from the top echelons over to Korea to see if Mark went there, whether he'd be arrested. And they kind of pointed at Sarah and said it was, your turn. Well, you're the one. She was willing to go, went home, spoke to her husband, who was entirely incensed and said, "You're crazy. You've got Stockholm syndrome. How could you possibly think about going to do something like that?" She also talks about how Mark Zuckerberg making just off-the-cuff decisions to suggest that they put free Wi-Fi into refugee camps. She details how the disastrous stuff happens with the Myanmar government or the junta there, and eventually gets sacked. But crazy story, super interesting, well told, worth reading.